On this day, August 24th, 2025, a player has hit 100,000 emeralds. How did he get there? And did he use farms to get it? This is the story of how I'm a Slinky, or Slinky Gaming 123, got 100,000 emeralds. What's up, everybody? My name is I'm a Slinky here, and guys, we got 100,000 emeralds on this day. It was approximately 2 months, guys. I don't have a full date of when it actually started. I know it was about late June when I said I finally wanted to start it. 100,000 emeralds didn't seem so crazy to me. Well, I went on to go create a pumpkin farm, a melon farm, and I traded. I used April's trading haul, and I actually I went through a lot of pain to get here, guys. And that is, I got 100,000 emeralds, but it took a couple of crazy things to happen. Number one, I actually went to crafting jail once. Number two, I'm actually showing you guys here that this is I'm holding these here. That's about 88,000. Come over here. Here's the rest of them. That's 100,000 emeralds, ladies and gentlemen. I mined about 95% of the emeralds. And what I mean by mined, I mined melons and pumpkins. Approximately 250,000 pumpkins and approximately 175,000 melons. I'm going to show you guys the stats here. You guys have to see this for yourself, because that's my total. My total was about 100 and I think it was like 101,000 when I started. Melons was about 15,000, give or take. These are just approximate numbers, ladies and gentlemen. These are not exact numbers. Again, 425,000 items were mined to get 100,000 emeralds. Think about that for a second. That's crazy. Nobody ever goes through that. And what's crazy as well, guys, I have to show you. Oh, hold on. I have to come to the general stat first. That one. I traded with villagers. I had about 35,000 trades with villagers before I started. I have 145,000 now. That is approximately 110,000 trades with villagers. That is crazy. These are numbers that nobody expected to see. I'm in disbelief, guys. And by the way, I said I mined 95% of them because I believe a bug had happened, or I was just really unlucky where the villagers would just stop trading. This was about, give or take, 105,000 trades, give or take some. And that's when I started really having issues, and then it got fixed by just waiting. Again, I traded I traded with villagers 110,000 times. That is crazy. So when players, I did about 95% of this manually. Because of the issue with the villagers, I actually removed a rule from this, and because of that, I said it was okay for players to then give me, but I did not ever want players to do that for me. The player base chose to finish that up. The 5% is always the last 5% that you get carried by the player base, guys. The player base was MVP the last 5%. So I did all this trading, by the way. So I did like 95% of this trading. in mining, the player base was clutch, man. You guys in the player base, MVP, man. I will. Every time I do these crazy achievements, it's always the very end where I start to see things like this happen, and that's awesome. I love you guys for that, and from the bottom of my heart, it's awesome. So, how long did it actually take? Well, it took me, I believe, about 2 months. I started somewhere between like this day and this day, give or take. And that's a little over 2 months. It was like 2 months and 2 weeks. Now, if you really did all this, you could easily get this done in a month and a half. You know, month and a fourth even, because you might not have to work, etc., etc., etc. But there are a lot of us have lives on Bloom. It's fine, not a big deal. And then this happened. So thank you guys for doing this. It's an achievement I've always wanted to say. I can now say that I have gotten 100,000 emeralds in Minecraft. And if you choose to exponentially, look at it, the trades and stuff, and it's awesome. You can easily do, well over 450,000 items, and at this point you have infinite XP. It doesn't even matter. You have so many items at this point that so now my next goal, guys, is, and this is just after my emerald project. This won't happen instantly because it'll give me a little. I want a little bit of a break of grinding, because 100,000 emeralds over 2 months is a huge grind, guys. That's a lot of grinding. So I'm gonna take a slight break from the grind and probably go maybe build something if I find inspiration. If not, it is what it is. I'll be checking around players' bases. So I'm not gonna leave Bloom, but I will stop grinding for a second on my own personal projects, because it's more fun to also catch up on server history since I can't do everything. So this is kind of like a time where I can take a time out and say, okay, server history time, and then I can focus more on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so that's kind of what's happening, guys. A little bit of an update. Overall, guys, 100,000 emeralds. That's crazy numbers to begin with. The casual Minecrafter will never do that. So I am starting to get to that point where I am now in the heart. I'm getting to that hardcore community of grinding now. So it's impressive nonetheless. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is I'm a Slinky.